Learning how to be present with my breath is really what I learned from the trees. I had been in the social justice movement for almost 35 years. I had been involved in doing human rights work. I had created an organization called Breakthrough that was focused on creating a culture of human rights, ending gender-based violence, promoting racial justice. Very, very committed to my social justice agenda and to end violence against women. I felt like that was such a core issue that needed to be addressed in the world. So I was a big public figure. I was recognized for my work. Meanwhile, in my home, my husband was having an affair with the woman who cleaned our home. And that affair had been going on for a long time. And because I was so focused on my external work, I wasn't really paying attention to what was happening. When my husband said he wanted a divorce and that separation process started, I was devastated. I went through an enormous amount of shame, pain, grief. I think my ego, from being this big human rights advocate, this feminist in the world, and then dealing with what was happening to me in my own home, created this moment when I was on my knees. I was completely bereft. A friend of mine introduced me to a shaman. It was my first experience of entering the world of energy medicine, of plant medicine, of healing modalities that I was unfamiliar with. Process of healing that happened in circles, that happened in community, that then really led me to understanding the importance of self-care, of inner work. The pivot to really incorporating healing and transformation as a core aspect of my work led to my leaving the organization I created, Breakthrough, to starting an initiative called Interconnected. Through the prism of Interconnected, I promote leadership that brings together self, community, systems, and the earth. We need to understand and be aware of our own interior, have presence, have self-awareness, know how to listen. Then we need to understand our relationship to community, our workplace, our family. Then we need to understand the systems and the structures within which we operate and how they impact. And everything that we do now has to connect to the earth, because without the earth, we are nothing. As I started to work with plant medicines, as I started to engage with nature differently, I had this one moment where I could actually feel the energetic space of trees and the roots and the ways in which the roots went underground and connected to everything beneath the earth. Almost like a moment of sacredness, of being in a cathedral, of understanding myself and my relationship with the tree, of breath, of my breath out becoming the in-breath of the tree, and the tree's breath out becoming my in-breath. And this sense of reciprocity and connection is really the place of connection for me. You know, the systems we've created in this world of discrimination, violence, trauma, abuse have led to a lot of disconnection, have led us to separate from ourselves, to check out, to become numb. And it's the only way in which many of us have learned how to function in the world. 88 emotions, like the keys of the piano, as one of my teachers says. It's like learning how to play all 88 keys of the piano. And so it's pain and pleasure. Learning wholeness is not easy. It's not just joy and happiness all the time. It's also grief and rage and pain. That place of presence and attention becomes almost like the building block of life itself. Conscious breath could be an inhale 4 times, hold 4 times, exhale 4 times, and then hold again. So it's like a box breath, yeah? You just do that 5 times, right? Like it takes literally 60 seconds to do that. And it's a way of just coming back and remembering you're alive. I have a playlist and I do little dance breaks through the day. So again, 60 seconds, I get up off my chair, or if I'm washing dishes or whatever, and I'll just move to a favorite piece of music. And there's again something, so there's something about stillness, and then there's something about joy and movement, right? And the more you move your arms, the more you move your body. Even if you can't stand, you can do this sitting in your chair. And just lifting your arms up opens your heart. It's keeping in touch with our inner child. It's keeping in touch with our sensual selves. It's keeping in touch with our life force. I've just come from the United States, where we've had yet another massacre in a school. Hundreds and hundreds of our kids are getting shot to death. We have a mental health system that's broken, a gun policy that's completely demented. One of the things that I wish I had had as a child was learning a mindfulness practice. I wish we had learned how to listen to ourselves and how to listen to one another. I wish we had learned how to practice conflict in generative ways, that if there was a disagreement, how to navigate it so that we could create more possibilities rather than have it turn into a confrontation, a fight, war. Basic fundamental practices that need to be a part of every school, and practices that allow us to dream and that allow everything around us to conspire. Well-being is our ability to have lives that are socially, economically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally satisfying, pleasurable, joyful. And what better place to start than with our kids? Love, grace, connection, belonging, generosity. All of those things then inform this web of connection. And then we leave here remembering that those deep interconnected roots that we share allow us to be wherever we are in the world and still bring that interconnected sense of allowing and creating and building a world where we can all live and thrive together.